Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. This is the first episode in 2026. So, I wanted to start off by wishing you all a very happy, beautiful, abundant new year. This next year is absolutely full of potential. There is a very special vibration about these next 12 months, and I feel like it's all about going for it, creating the life that you truly desire, claiming it, deciding that you get to have it all. So I wanted to plant those seeds at the beginning here before I dive into today's episode topic, which is how to stay anchored when everything feels uncertain. So at the start of a new year, there's often this quiet expectation we place on ourselves that we should feel different immediately, that we should have it all together. Like crossing into a new calendar year means we're supposed to have already arrived someplace new. And when that doesn't happen, when life may still feel uncertain or in a transition phase, it can create a subtle sense that something is wrong. And lately, I've been noticing both in myself and in so many people I work with, this shared feeling of uncertainty. And I mean uncertainty in an energetic sense, like the ground underneath you is shifting, but nothing new has fully landed yet. Almost like you're very clear on your intentions, what it is that you're desiring to create for your life, but it hasn't manifested. There might be signs, synchronicity, symbols, there might be space for it, but it's not there yet. And energetically and astrologically, this is not random. So in Chinese astrology, we're presently moving through the closing phase of a major cycle, which has been the year of the snake. And the year of the snake is associated with shedding, transformation, and deep internal recalibration. I can't make this up. I know that that is sounding and feeling so validating for so many of you. For me personally, in my life, if I may just share a little example, just a few days after the Chinese New Year was when my older brother passed away. And that journey in itself, the journey of grief, has been all shedding, all transformation, all deeper internal recalibration. And I'm starting to sense now that the light is coming in. Like there really is a universal or a quantum shift about to happen for me, but for all of us. And what's happening right now is almost like the final layers of the shed of the snake. So the snake itself doesn't force change. It sheds layers when they're ready. And often the shedding happens before the new skin has fully formed. And I share that type of visual. I know that maybe some of you don't really like snakes and maybe that doesn't sound too good, but just imagine that a foundation is being cultivated and created underneath and you're shedding layers, but that foundation isn't fully solidified yet. So no wonder there might energetically be feelings of uncertainty or confusion or fogginess. So astrologically, this in-between space can be a space where old identities, coping mechanisms, relationships, and previous versions of ourselves are loosening and purging or releasing out. So while that next chapter is quietly organizing itself, the liminal phase can feel unsettling, especially for the parts of ourselves that want certainty, timelines, and proof that we're safe. And that part of ourselves is very often the ego, because the ego loves certainty. That's the part of our mind that thrives on a plan, on systems, on having structures. And when we energetically can pick up on, things are still shifting, I don't quite see it clearly, that can send the ego into a bit of overwhelm. And I want to just share that because, even though we are coming to the end of the year of the snake, and for some of us, we're probably battling that final snake boss, and it can feel like a lot. There will always be moments of uncertainty, even when we step into this next new year and there's a whole new momentum about it. And when things shift, we're going to find ourselves in spaces of uncertainty. And what I found is that the way that we relate to that uncertainty is everything. So instead of why isn't the clarity here yet, or what is happening, and, this is unfair, and I was ready to move forward, or I've got all these plans, etc., start to just zoom out and think about this whole idea of the year of the snake. Anytime there might be a feeling of uncertainty, it's probably because on an energetic level in spaces unseen, things are actually reorganizing in your favor. So the next time that you feel discomfort around uncertainty, ask yourself, how can I reframe that into something that sounds like it's really working out for me? Like I'm shedding the past. Oh, I don't want to hang on to that stuff anymore. That's liberating. Or, okay, things are rearranging under the surface. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all working out for me. I'm looking forward to those blessings coming into my life. I know that every time I let something go, I'm creating space for something new. So I want to acknowledge and validate that letting go of the past doesn't always feel peaceful. Sometimes it looks like uncomfortable memories surfacing in your mind or old emotions moving through your body, perhaps sudden waves of grief, embarrassment, or sadness. And these things may not actually seem to match your current life. Like it can kind of feel weird. You can look out in front of you and be like, well, my life's pretty good. I'm feeling really great about these things. But there's a release of previous identities, a previous way of being that's moving its way out. And these experiences, right, perhaps the memories and whatnot, or the identities, they're just simply asking to be acknowledged, felt, and let go without judgment, without needing to fix or analyze them. And what I found is that the more that I can surrender to the release of those things, I can just let them pass through, right? That actually is what starts to create certainty in knowing that I'm okay. I always have been okay. I always will be okay. And I'm just observing these things. So there's power in not identifying with the emotions or with the memories, just observing them. So this is what integration is in real time, right? When we are letting things out that may have been stuck or stagnated in our system for a long period of time. And uncertainty doesn't show up because you're not on the right path. It shows up when your system is recalibrating to support a new level of life. So you are in the middle of an upgrade. If there's release happening, if old stuff in general, to simplify it, if old stuff is coming to the surface right now, get ready for your big leap. Okay, almost like an elastic band, right? You're about to be flung forward in incredible, beautiful ways, and you've just got to let go of what's been weighing you down. So here are a few practical anchors that have helped me move through this season with more steadiness. So the first is anchoring into the body. So when the mind starts spiraling into the future, starts asking questions, come back to physical safety, movement. And that can be as simple as going for a walk or stretching or sitting on the floor and placing a hand over your chest or belly and breathing deeply. These simple actions tell the nervous system, I am safe right now, right? Even though you might be revisiting the past in different ways, you are safe, right? And show the body that. So the body lives in the present, and the present is almost always more stable than our stories or what our mind is creating in that moment. So just remember that. It is actually very simple. If you're feeling a wave of uneasiness, come back to presence. And the way that we find that is by tuning into our senses and being in the body. And the second anchor is gentle structure. So in uncertain times, I personally don't try to redesign my entire life, right? Sometimes trying to grasp or find that clarity and not feeling like we're actually landing on it inside of our beings can just perpetuate overwhelm, perpetuate anxiety. Focus on small, repeatable rhythms in your life, such as morning rituals, nourishing meals, keeping promises to yourself, because structure overall isn't about control, it's about containment. And that containment gives your nervous system somewhere to rest while everything else is in motion. And tell yourself that story, right? Like the only thing for you to do while energy is being recalibrated, while source is working on your behalf, is to cook yourself a nutritious meal and enjoy it, right? That takes the pressure off of you trying to figure out what the next move is. That leads me into my third anchor, actually, which is compassionate self-talk. So instead of asking yourself questions that might perpetuate uncomfortable feelings like doubt, or what I'm just call lies, right? Truth is light and lies are heavy. So instead of asking yourself, like, what if it doesn't work out? Or saying things like, I don't know what's next and I don't know what to do, start to tell yourself, I may not know what's next, but I know that I am fully supported. And think about times in your life where hindsight was 2020. You didn't know how everything was going to work out, but here you are now. You are strong, you are capable, you are so lovely, and start to tune into that energy. You know what to do. You've always known what to do, and it's not always that every step is laid out for us, right? Sometimes it's step by step, and those steps arrive very gently. But how you talk to yourself is huge. It goes a long way. How you talk to yourself is what's going to determine whether you're having a good day or you're going to spiral down. Okay, so choose the higher. Choose to support yourself. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to grasp for the better feeling thoughts and narratives and lean into them. So the fourth anchor is trust through devotion. So this can look like journaling, prayer, moments of intentional surrender, such as like witnessing an uncomfortable emotion in the body or a grasping feeling of needing it to work out, and just say, listen, God, source, universe, I'm giving this to you. I surrender. Instead of demanding the full plan, just trust, right? Just let go and trust that it's going to be okay. That clarity hasn't arrived yet because it's not meant to. And the moment it arrives, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I see it now. I've got it. Just like you have so many times before. So pray, journal, connect deeply with yourself. Remind yourself that you're okay. And some of the best things in life have not yet happened yet. Your best moments, your best days, they haven't happened yet. And perhaps they're right around the corner. And like, this is what makes them all the more worth it, because you're awaiting the surprise of them. So if you're in a season right now where things are feeling uncertain, I am here gently reminding you that you are not behind, that you are not doing it wrong, and you are not failing because that clarity hasn't arrived yet. You are simply shedding an old skin. So shedding itself is rarely graceful, right? As I've been touching on here in this episode today, it can feel like uncertainty, it can feel like fogginess, it can feel like discomfort and old memories and all of that. Stay rooted, stay kind to yourself, because everything that's happening right now is incredibly purposeful, and you'll know why very soon. You are exactly where you need to be. So if you're presently finding yourself in this in-between space, ready for more, but wanting to move forward with groundedness, emotional regulation, and self-trust, this is exactly the work I do inside of core energy coaching containers. So in my personalized core energy programs, we look at how your energy responds under stress and how to stay anchored during uncertainty, how to let yourself lead your life from intuition and strengthening that inner knower instead of operating by pressure. So it isn't about forcing outcomes or rushing your evolution. It's about building the internal capacity to hold the next level of life when it arises. So if you feel the pull to go deeper, there's a link down below to apply for core energy coaching. And if you are in Toronto, I'm in Toronto too, come by for a Cambo Circle ceremony. I'm serving multiple ceremonies each month, and I would absolutely love to meet you and serve you if it's something that you're interested in. The link will be down below for more information. Wishing you all a beautiful day, and remember, you are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be, and very soon all of that clarity is going to be rushing in.